Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to finish up the last storm-felled logs. Now these are logs that a big windstorm blew over, and an old friend of ours, Joe, had them bucked up into saw logs, and then I dragged them all with my Jeep into place, and of course we've been milling them up. Now I will drop a link down below for the video that I did that kind of explains a little bit more about what was going on out there. In this video though, I'm just going to go through the last few logs for you. We'll be milling up some pine paneling as well as some 2x stock, which in all honesty is just kind of par for the course on a lot of these mobile jobs. You know, it's not uncommon to have a customer that isn't really sure what they want. They just don't want to waste the logs. And quite frankly, folks, that is awesome. That is one of the things I love about owning a sawmill. It doesn't matter what you want, we can make something you can use. So anyway, let's get to it. First, I'm gonna run into a nail and we're gonna have to replace another band, which I think was number 6 on this job, folks. That's back down. Oh, he found a nail. Just when things were going good. Oh yeah, the blade. I'm gonna change that blade out. And it's a done deal. Yeah, I better check. Alright. Last blade of the day, right? Took a little longer than I was hoping, but had a little more stress and a little more knots to deal with. Those big knots, boy, I tell you, they make it hard. All right, with that fresh band change, things are going pretty good. I mean, you know, hate to jinx myself when saying that, right? But seriously, sometimes you change a fresh band and guys will often say, you know, metal detectors aren't nearly as good as finding nails as fresh bands are. But in this case, we didn't find another nail, so didn't waste a band. I did go through 6 bands on this job, and folks, back in the resharp days when Woodmizer was doing resharp, that's about $60. Today, either I've got to do it myself or pay somebody else and it might be $75. You know, that's just part of doing business. In this case, of course, I was doing the job for free, so, well, it cost me. But unfortunately, that is the nature of the beast when you're doing these mobile jobs. Sometimes you run into debris. Even with the debarker, you can still run into rocks and sand and things, or sometimes it's nails. And there's just no telling. Wide cuts can heat up a band, which can throw your set off and dull them up faster. And a lot of guys try to stretch the band as far as they can, and I don't. If you watch my channel, you know that I try to stick to Woodmiser's 2-hour rule. Woodmizer says that these bands should only run about 2 hours. That's about 2 hours in the wood. And I know that sounds crazy to some folks, right? You're thinking, come on, I'm only doing 200 or 300 board feet an hour. I should be able to get more out of it. But it isn't the board feet that matters, folks. It's actually the time spent in the wood. So if you're going slower or you're cutting wider, all of those things matter, even if you're cutting faster. The bottom line is 2 hours in the wood is enough to heat up the band, cause it to get dull, and while it will cut longer, you can stretch it. I've even gone 7 hours on one band. The truth is, when it comes time to resharpen the band, it actually takes more out of the resharpening. If you mill for 2 hours, one resharpening is all you need, meaning one pass through the system, versus if you go for 5 hours, it can take 2 or 3 passes. That means that you're reducing the life of your band faster. I see a lot of guys on, social media saying, "How come I'm breaking bands?" Folks, I've run this particular mill since February of 2016, and the prior mill I ran since February of 2011. So it's now late 2023. We're talking, well, folks, it's almost 13 years of running a bandsaw mill, and I've only actually ever broken one band. Seriously, one. I've seen bands broken, but I've only actually broken one. And I had to think about this really hard, and I thought, gosh, is it possible I broke another one? I might have. Maybe I've broken 2. But the point is that in 13 years, I can barely remember the times I've broken the bands. I do remember one job out of Leavenworth that I broke a band on. That's the only one I actually remember. So how come I don't break bands? I'm using Woodmizer bands, folks. Woodmizer double hards. I see guys all the time talk about breaking bands. I broke every band in the box. Folks, I'm getting my bands from the same place you are. So if you're breaking bands, I gotta tell you, look at everything else. Stop looking at the band. Maybe you're trying to get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours out of a band. That's not a good idea. Maybe you're not using enough lube to cool the band down. Maybe you've got a mill that's out of alignment. There's lots of possibilities as to why you're breaking bands. Perhaps you don't swap your B57 belts back and forth, because you really should do that. Just about every job I rotate my B57 belt from the idle side to the drive side. Keep your tension right. Don't drive your tension way up over 3,000 pounds. 2,800 to 3,000 pounds is what Woodmizer says to use. Well, folks, do that then. And just keep your mill in good shape. Keep it aligned. Double check everything from time to time. Do your proper maintenance. Honestly, I don't see why breaking bands is a major issue for folks. Hey, maybe I'm just lucky. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm curious. How come I don't break bands when some guys are breaking them all the time? Again, drop comments down below. Let me know what you think. Meanwhile, let's get back to milling because I've been yakking too long. Time for some more music. I'll be honest, folks, the more I think about this whole band breaking thing, the more I contemplate why is it that some people break bands all the time? And I've actually spoken to a band supplier here in the US. I'm not going to name names right now, but actually he's a great guy. He provides a lot of bands to the best sawyers out there that I know. And I'm talking guys that have milled in the millions of board feet. And when he and I talked about it, you know, he said it's generally not the band. In general, there's always some other issue. And we didn't get past that point. And you know, I'd like to interview him one day. If you'd like to see me interview somebody like that, drop your comments down below. Maybe I'll do it. But the bottom line, folks, is that if you're breaking bands, you really need to look at why that is. And there are lots of things that I see on these mills that could easily contribute to that kind of thing. One, if you're not watching your blade tension all the time, then I think you're making a mistake. I'm watching my blade tension gauge constantly. So when I'm walking down the mill, you might even see me looking back and forth in my videos sometimes. The point I'm trying to make is what you may not notice is that I'm constantly looking over past my control center, and I'm looking at that gauge. I'm watching the band, I'm watching the sawdust, I'm watching the blade tension itself, I'm watching for my side supports when I'm on the other side, I'm watching for my clamp when I'm looking down the right side, I'm watching my debarker, right? I'm watching everything all at once. It's actually one of the reasons I like a walk beside mill. So from a band breaking perspective, folks, well, I would just ask, are you watching all of those things? Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm thinking that maybe there's more to the story of band breaking than perhaps a lot might be willing to let on to. So, all right, look, we split this cant. I did a no-no. I split it in half, but every once in a while you get away with it. Now, let's get her sawn down. we're done. My back's done. My back's done, so we're done.
I think your back's been done for a while, so that...
Where do you get your energy?
Don't worry, when he gets home.
I don't have any energy, Joe.
Yeah.
Energy? What's that? So, folks, I'm done for today. It's Bourbon 30. I'll drop a video right here for you to check out. Y'all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.